Loading Up Podcast. Game on. Perfect.
Welcome back to the Loading Up Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Producer J, along with my co-host, Brother Zay. How you been?
What's going on, man?
It's going good. It's going good. Like, there's a lot to talk about. I'm very excited this week because, we'll get to it. But before we get into all that stuff, I just want to remind you that if you're watching on YouTube, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And we will definitely interact with you if you do that. And it'll help us out so we can grow, because that's the goal. We want to grow. We want to be bigger.
Bigger.
And if you look in the description, you can see that we have some sponsors. And the sponsors are W Energy, NordVPN, and Starforge PCs. If you click the links in the description, they'll save you some money off of subscriptions, your first orders, all that good stuff. And I can't speak highly enough about them because I use them almost every day. Well, NordVPN, I use them every day. But they'll help us out, or if you help them out, they'll help us out. That being said, Brother Zay, what have you been playing?
Oh, man. All right. I've been playing a lot of Battlefield 6. The open beta is open for the 8th, the 9th, and the 10th. So it's able to play the weekend. It's going to be open for next weekend as well. But I got early access. So I was playing on my day off, and I've been playing nothing but Battlefield.
Yeah, I could see.
It is awesome. I'm really enjoying the game. It's a lot of fun. It reminds me of the old school Battlefield 2, Battlefield 3 and 4. A little bit of Bad Company with the destruction. Is having a blast with it. And I've been playing nothing but that. Like, I'm level 15, and I think the max level on the beta was 20. And even brother Matt is like, yo, what are you doing? You're getting too high in levels.
Getting
I'm
too
just
high a level,
playing.
like what?
Yeah, because I was playing all day on Thursday when it first released. I
Yeah.
got a code, boom, I was playing. Like, I went to wash clothes and I came home and it was playing. Because like it's just like it's so fun. It just I love Battlefield so much. But yes, as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, you're watching my gameplay footage of Battlefield, just getting used to the controls, to picking up different classes. Trust me, I'm a lot better now than what you first see.
So, all right, as
Go
somebody
ahead, talk to me.
who hasn't played Battlefield since Battlefield 4, and that's
Yeah.
like I played it a little bit.
Okay.
How would you compare it to that? Because that's my only Battlefield experience.
Battlefield 4. Okay.
Yeah.
It has smaller maps. So they have King of the Hill, they have Domination, they have Breakthrough, and these are game modes that are smaller in scale, but still have, like there's tanks in some of the game modes, so it's not all out war like Conquest, where the Battlefield 4 was a lot of all out war stuff. So I feel like you'll get used to it really quickly, simply because it has those very quick game modes,
Mhm.
that are reminiscent of like Call of Duty or like just other shooters that are faster paced. But you still have to take this game with a grain of salt. You have to go slower. You can't just rush around corners. You can't, just run everywhere. You got to be slow. You got to be methodical. You have to take your shots carefully, because you run around a corner, boom, you're dead. You're like, what the hell?
Yeah, that's
So
what
you gotta be.
that's what I'm
That.
seeing. Like, I'm looking at the footage now, and based on like what people have been saying, is that like if you're coming from Call of Duty, you gotta take it differently. Like, it's not.
Yes.
There's certain aspects of it that are similar. Obviously, like the whole setting and then like the gunplay and stuff like that can be similar. But in terms of how you tackle stuff, you gotta take things slow. You can't just run around the map and look for people to kill. Like, you gotta pick your shots. And
Yeah.
honestly, I think it's funny because like that's Battlefield. All right, so I haven't played it yet. I want to play it. It's just I meant to play it last night and I just got sidetracked with stuff. But I do want to play it more, and I do have the beta downloaded, so I will be playing it sometime. But
Okay.
what people wanted from Battlefield was to basically take away the I guess the thunder, not the thunder, but like the attention from Call of Duty. Because for decades, Call of Duty has just been dominating everything. And now, because of that, they're kind of like they're on a too big to fail type of level. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, people still love Call of Duty. I still play Call of Duty. But people want something different. They want Call of Duty to have some competition. And that's what they want Battlefield 6 to be. But the problem with that is that they're expecting it to be the same. And
Yeah, no.
you can't be something different and be the same thing at the same time. Like that doesn't make sense. Like you need an alternative, and that's what Battlefield 6 is gonna be, hopefully. And that's what it seems like. I mean,
I
that's
think it is.
yeah, because I mean, based on what I've been seeing and hearing, like it's good. It's way better than what is it, 2042?
Oh, absolutely. Leagues better than 2042.
So, yeah, that's a good sign right off the bat. So,
I will say one thing for especially for new players or for people who are just like Call of Duty players. If you're playing Battlefield, you pick a class, play your class. If you're assault,
yeah,
play assault. If you're engineer, take out the tanks, heal your tanks. If you're a support class, revive your team. Be a medic. Revive your team. And if you're recon, stay in the back and snipe. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think
Spot people
that's
so everybody can see. That's what people who are coming over from Call of Duty and they're not doing. They're just thinking they can pick any class and do whatever they want. But this is a team-based game. You can't just go out there and
yeah, you
solo
can't
360
you can't
shooting
carry the
people.
team.
Yeah, no, it's a team-based game. Play your class, support your team, and you could win. You know, that's a big part of this. And you'll see me, I play a lot of support. I always love playing the medic. And you'll see me, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see me reviving people all the time. Like, that's my class. Sure, I'm out there getting kills, but if I'm playing support, I'm going to the person who's dead and needs a revive. Even if it puts me in harm's way, because that's what the medic does.
Yo, it's funny you say that. I've literally saw you go to heal somebody and then you get blown up.
Yes, yes. For the greater good.
For the greater good, yes.
Yes,
Um,
so
I
play your
think,
class,
yeah,
people.
I think that's the major like learning curve with Battlefield is that there are classes for a reason, and you have to pick one that you're gonna stick with. You can't pick a like you said, be a medic and then you don't heal people. So
Exactly.
that's one of those things that you gotta pay attention to. And I think it comes with that mentality that it's just like you just got to get kills. Kills are the only thing that matter, and that's the Call of Duty mindset. When no, that's not the only thing that matters. If you're a different class, like you have other priorities. Like yeah, you can get kills with the medic, but like you got to heal people. Like that's supporting the team. Like that's the whole goal of it. Like
Yeah.
otherwise you're going to lose. So
Yeah.
the goal is to win. It's not to get kills, but that's always the singular mindset that a lot of people especially in Call of Duty where it's like
Yeah.
they care about their KD instead of
Yeah.
winning the game.
This is Battlefield. Throw the KD out the window. We're looking for the win.
Yes.
You know?
W's, that's what we want. That's
Yeah.
the only letters we care about. But
Yes. I mean, so that's literally what I've been playing. I played a little bit of new season of Fortnite. I got my first win in the season. Looking forward to playing more of the new season because they have the Power Rangers in the Battle
yes.
Pass as well as for purchase. So I'm looking forward to playing that some more. So that's literally what I've been playing.
Yeah, so that's the reason why I haven't played Battlefield 6 cuz I've been playing Fortnite the past couple days. I don't know what it is. Power Rangers just have a stranglehold on me and
Yeah.
nostalgia. Like anything you put Power Rangers in it, I'm there. Like it don't matter. And it has to be Mighty Morphin. I mean, I do like the other ones, but Mighty Morphin that was my, that was
Nah,
my
the
pick.
OG is the best. That's
Yeah,
it.
OG is the best. But yeah, and when they announced that Power Rangers was gonna be there and that the Green Ranger was gonna be in the Battle Pass, I had to cop it. Like that was just like it was a no-brainer. Like I waited until and it freaking oh my god, I was so pissed off cuz you know how they update the store or not the store, they do things differently. Like the store updates on its own timer, but then like the actual game updates separately. So
Yeah. The store open updates at like 8 p.m.
yeah, so I wanted to play because I think it was on Thursday, right? That they updated the game to include the new battle pass,
Okay.
and I I wanted to play it at my job because I was at work and I could play on my ROG Ally. But every freaking time, it does not matter how many times or I play the game. Granted, I played it like recently, but it was like maybe like a week ago. Um, every time I launch the game on my ROG Ally, there's an update. And it's not just like a 5 GB update. No, it's freaking 30. I basically have to re-download the whole game just to update the game. It's only on PC. On Xbox and my phone, it updates fast. But on PC, oh my god, it's so slow. I hate it. I can't stand it. So I couldn't even play. I had to freaking stream it from my Xbox to my to my ROG Ally just so I can at least get the battle pass. Because I mean I wasn't gonna play on streaming because I need faster reaction time. But but yeah, it was so annoying, and I hate, and it's only Fortnite that does that. And it's so annoying that the way they do it. But anyway, I did play a little bit of it, and I normally when I play Fortnite, it's mainly with my kids. We play like custom games or whatever. But I was like, you know what? Let me try the regular game, like the battle royale. Zero build because fuck building. Um, so I played, and my first game, I got second place, and that was just by pure luck because like, and granted, I'm sure I know they put bots in the rooms or whatever. Some of the people I encountered, they were acting like bots, so I was like, whatever. But I got to just me and another guy, and the storm was closing really close, and like I feel something like shooting me, so I start like running around. I'm hiding in the rock or whatever, and I see that he's on top of a cliff. So I'm like, okay, let me try and like move so that way he won't be able to see me. I'm healing, and somehow he got me, and I was dead. And then literally like seconds later, I guess he was in the storm. I wasn't paying attention to where the storm was. Seconds later, he dies. And I was so upset because I could have, if I just ran and avoided his attacks or his shots, I could have won. But because I was trying to hide, he got me. And oh man, I was so upset. And that was just my first game back. But yeah, after that was, I mean, I didn't get anywhere close to second, but 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 it was it was a good like first time back doing battle royale, but I'm definitely gonna keep trying getting better. I'm gonna try OG because the new one, like, I don't know, there's just so many new stuff, and I'm just like, I don't know what each gun does, and I'm gonna try the OG next because I feel like it's simpler. I mean, I guess that's the whole gimmick, right?
Nah,
Um,
I like no zero builds. It's fun.
yeah, no, zero build. Not, I'm talking about like the map, the OG Fortnite OG.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, but they're different passes, so be careful.
what do you
So
mean?
if you're playing Fortnite OG, right? It's gonna count toward the OG battle pass, not the regular battle pass with different ranges.
Oh,
So
really?
I believe so, yes. Because they
Okay.
have different passes. Like if you look at the passes,
Oh, that's what
there's
that
an
was.
OG pass, there's a battle pass,
So
there's
they have
a
two
music pass.
passes?
They have a bunch of passes.
What? That's what that
Yeah,
was. I was wondering what that OG pass was.
yeah.
Oh, so you go. Damn it. All right. Well, I guess I'll just play the new one. Whatever.
The XP may still go to the original for the regular pass as well as the OG pass, but you'll be working mostly toward the OG pass.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely want to. I gotta get that Green Ranger. Like I gotta get him. Like that's.
Let's play.
Yeah, we gonna play right after this because I've been playing today. Um, but yeah, so that honestly, that's the main thing I've been playing. Like, well, obviously I've been playing like blueprints and stuff like that. I'm still figuring out the secrets in that game, and
Okay.
um, it's so deep. Like, I really like. I can't recommend it enough. people who love puzzle games, Blueprints, it's like it scratches that itch, and it's just, oh man, and the puzzles are like way deep. Like some of them are just very obscure that I was just like, what the hell? Like how would I even think of to do that, you know? But that's the type of puzzles that I like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so like those are my main two things that I've been playing. And it was funny too, because when I was talking with my coworker, because he plays Fortnite a lot, and he also likes Power Rangers. So we were we were like getting all giddy about like, oh, when we're gonna do it, like the battle pass, like when, because then that's when he told me that when the other skins dropped in the store, he was telling me that he was waiting for them to drop. Like he was literally on his phone on Fortnite waiting for it to drop when we were at work. Because
Couldn't even wait till you got home.
no,
Dang.
he could not. He was telling me about you know how they have the custom games, like some of them will give you XP towards the battle pass, and that like they have like auto generators or something like that where you could just stand still and they'll just give you XP. And I was
Yeah,
just like,
there's some like
it's not a lot,
creators.
but it gives you some. And I was just like, I don't want to do all that. That's kind of like cheating the system. Like, just play the game. He was like, nah. He said, I usually play the game, but while I'm at work, I can't play, but this is what I'm doing. So, so that's what he was doing while he was at work. But yeah, no, this nostalgia is a powerful thing.
It definitely is. All right, we'll jump right into the news, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, earlier this year, we talked about how Raven Software was in talks to try and get a contract secured from their union. And we're happy to report, after 3 long years, their
Jeez.
bargaining has finally paid off. So the QA workers at Microsoft's subsidiary, Raven Software, have secured their first union contract. And that's big news. They've been working really hard, working under no contract, even threatened a potential strike, and we finally got the contract, which is really great.
No, that's definitely a win for all union workers, because this is what you strive to be. We've talked about it plenty of times before. Unionize. That's the only way you're gonna have any type of job security, because we've seen how many layoffs this past few years, and
Yeah.
the union workers are the only one. Well, I don't want to say the only ones, but are the main ones that aren't suffering from this. And that's because they fought to keep it, to get new contracts and to maintain their union or form new unions. So, and because especially Microsoft has been so pro union lately, you take advantage of it. Like don't waste time, because as we've seen, there's gonna be more layoffs. So, and this goes for like even studios outside. And I know other companies might not like treat unions the same way, but still, you should try it. And this is a good sign. So, hopefully, more stuff happens, and I'm glad they were able to secure this contract.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really great that they did this. More people, more game developers should definitely take a look at all these unions in the gaming um community, and
Yeah.
they need to follow suit, because this is the only way you're gonna actually have a secure job and better pay, better wages,
Yes.
just to have a seat at the table against these big corporations.
Yeah, that's it. It's like a kind of like a form of protection too, because I know a lot of people who like talk about game development, how it's so cutthroat and it's uncertain, and that you could work on something for years and then just randomly get laid off, and then that's it. So it's like you gotta protect yourself and your livelihood. So this is a step towards that, and hopefully more studios will follow.
Yeah. All right, let's continue on. That's some good news. We got some more good news. This time out of EA, which is rare.
Yeah.
EA is talking about The Sims 5. So somebody had asked about The Sims 5 and why it hasn't come out yet, and their response was surprising. So The Sims 4 has been around for quite some time now.
Yes.
It's been around a long time. It has like 85 total, 16 major expansions and 85 content packs, a lot of DLC for The Sims 4. And it's still going strong even today. I think it's like 11 years after its release.
Mhm.
It still has 45,000 concurrent players on Steam. That doesn't include any console players. So like there's still a lot of people playing. And EA just came out and said, "Well, we don't want to have to force people to reboot and or lose any and all the DLC that they've created with for The Sims 4." So that's why they have not brought out The Sims 5, which to me that's absolutely super surprising. You know,
Yeah.
most publishers, especially EA, we all know EA,
Yeah.
especially EA, for this coming from them, it's a big shock, it's a surprise, but it's a good surprise.
Yeah, I think honestly this comes mainly from like a PC focused mindset, because if you look at, cuz like it being on the console, like that's when you would think like, oh, they're going to release a sequel and stuff, like, cuz that's like that's a kind of like a, or maybe not like console, like it's more mainstream, you know? Like it's mainstream to just release the sequel to something that's popular, you know? But
Yeah.
with this, it's not that like simple. It's more complex. And I think it being such a staple with fans that it's gotten so many expansions and stuff like that, that there's no way they can update it, or not update it, or release a sequel, because like they said, like they make so much money off of the expansions. Like, why would you even stop that? Then the people are gonna be less likely to jump on the new one because they have so much more with the old one. It's kind of like if they release Minecraft 2. Like, you don't need to release Minecraft 2. Just keep updating Minecraft. So, it's definitely a good move on their part, and it is surprising that it's coming from EA, because EA will be the first ones to be like, "Nah, you start over. We don't care." And
Yeah.
so maybe, I mean, maybe they're turning over a new leaf. I mean, we were talking about Battlefield. You were singing their praises. So I don't know. Is EA turning around? Is EA the good guy now?
The timeline is crazy.
Oh man. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's good that they're not gonna just like abandon The Sims 4, and I mean it's fine. Like, there's nothing. The Sims fans, they're content with The Sims 4 and all their expansions. They'll just release expansions for that, and it'll be fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, no, it was really great news. And we're gonna get to more, I guess, more EA news or EA-ish news. We're talking about Battlefield 6, the beta. We have news that it is the highest numbers of people are watching on Twitch. People are watching Battlefield 6 higher than any other game out there, including Call of Duty, which Call of Duty had the top numbers. I think on Twitch, the streams were 850,000 people watching just the beta, which is crazy. 850,000 people is absolutely insane. Not to mention the beta, not to mention just on Twitch, the actual open beta on Steam had over 503,000 concurrent players. That does not include the people on EA, using the EA app. There's not people including on PlayStation and Xbox. So it's absolutely insane the amount of hype, the amount of attention this game is getting. Rightfully so. The game is a lot of fun. And I guess it's sort of swinging into like this is a new era where Call of Duty actually has some competition.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's beating Call of Duty on Twitch, it's beating Call of Duty on Steam, because Steam's, I think Call of Duty had like 470 or 490,000 players. This beta has like 503,000 concurrent players, so it's doing absolutely crazy numbers both on
Yeah.
Steam and Twitch.
Yeah. We do have to take into account that this is a free game technically. So that's mainly why people are playing this so much, because before it was the early access for the beta, but now everybody's able to get in there. So That's most likely why it's so high. Now the real test will be when the game actually comes out. How many of those players will actually buy the game? And we'll see. I mean, there's been so much good talk about it. Maybe the people that, and I've also seen people who have tried it, who've given it, the Call of Duty fans who've given it the try and be like, oh, I want something different, and they admit that this is just not for me. Like, I just prefer Call of Duty. There's also nothing wrong with that. If you like Call of Duty, you don't like the gameplay of Battlefield, there's nothing wrong with not liking a game. Like, that's fine. But at least you tried, But
Yeah.
I do want to see how this will fare when it actually comes out and see if it actually does something to um basically show Call of Duty that they can't just act like they're uh what's the word, that they're unreachable in terms of like the audience, I guess. Because for the longest time, Call of Duty's basically been like its own
Hot
genre.
dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's been no competing with Call of Duty. Like in the first, I remember a time when there was like so many FPS games that would try to tackle Call of Duty and try to beat it and be the next Call of Duty, whatever. And then they just all went away. Like there's just like no first person shooter games that are on that level. I mean, granted, Call of Duty is very high up, but it's like they it's like they just all gave up. And Battlefield was kind of like the only one that was still there, still trying. And they kind of gave up for a little bit, but now they're trying again. So who knows? Maybe this might be the push that Call of Duty needs to kind of like, ease back on like the wackiness about it, because I feel like a lot of people complain about Call of Duty's identity, which I don't care about that stuff. Like, if people want to buy like the goofy skins and stuff like that, whatever. It's not a big deal. In fact, it makes it more easy to spot them. So why wouldn't you want people to wear stupid skins? Because like then you can kill them easier. But I don't know. That's just my mindset. I don't care about it. Let people do what they want to do. But in terms of like the gameplay stuff, I can see why there's some frustration, because there are elements of Call of Duty that frustrate me. That maybe they should look at. I mean, this has been an issue for God knows how long, but the spawning, like, it's always an issue with spawning. Like, I'm getting spawn camped. I'm spawning like right behind enemy lines when they're still there. Like, I don't know how to fix that, but like
I
maybe
mean, that's been an issue forever. I don't think they know how either.
that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe they might this might, like, if Battlefield becomes more popular, maybe that it might push them to fix some of Call of Duty's lingering issues. And another thing is like the skill-based matchmaking. Like that's another thing. I mean, granted, that's not just a Call of Duty issue, but it's mainly affecting Call of Duty. Yeah, there's a litany of issues that I can go on about, but this might be a wake up call, so to speak. Who knows? But we'll see when this game comes out, because again, we don't know how many people are actually gonna like buy the game. If it does well, then maybe we could talk more about that.
Yeah, we will.
And there's also, we said we were going to talk about it too, though. So there is something interesting about this too, and this has not been advertised by anybody or nothing. Like, this is just something people figured out, that PlayStation players are getting an added benefit of playing the beta on, like, the Battlefield 6 beta. They're getting an exclusive skin, and they're getting double XP. I don't know what that's all about and why, like, they haven't advertised it. Like, you would think Sony would be all over this. Like, usually they are. Like, when they got the, like, I guess it's marketing rights, but they haven't said anything. It was just something that players found on their own. So I don't know what that's all about. It's very odd, but it does make sense. Microsoft owns Call of Duty now, so that's people associated now. So I guess, you think about Battlefield, you're gonna get PlayStation. Like, it's kind of like how things go. What do you think about it?
I think they should just give double XP to everybody. Why single just PlayStation players out?
Yeah.
But
Again,
but
it
you
would
know,
make
I
sense
mean,
if it was advertised. That's the part that I don't get.
yeah, this is weird. I mean, I was playing on PC and Xbox, so it's like whatever. Even with double XP, I'm probably higher level than all those nerds over there.
That's true.
But yeah, that's it's whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I just wish it was more highlighted, and it's just the double XP thing. It's weird. Like, why not give everybody double XP?
Yeah,
But
it's just weird.
I mean, and granted, it doesn't really make any difference because like everybody's gonna reset when the game comes out. So I don't know what the double XP even does.
I mean, there are challenges in the beta where you got to get to at least level 20 to unlock like skins and or like little stickers or charms and stuff. So
Okay,
there is an advantage by having double XP. You could get there a lot faster, a lot easier.
okay,
Because I mean, if you're playing Conquest, one match takes 20 to 25 minutes, maybe even longer. So if you're just playing Conquest, that's a long time, and maybe you won't get a lot of XP. Having double XP can really help you there.
okay. I guess yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. All right, let's move on from Battlefield. We have some odd news. This is out of the UK. Last week, UK passed a online safety act where you had to now use age verification checks on various sites and various applications, including Discord. And the reason why it's gaming related is because people are bypassing these age verifications by Discord by using Death Stranding's photo mode. They're taking pictures in the game of Sam Porter. What's his name in real
Norman
life?
Reedus.
Norman Reedus. There you go. They're taking pictures of Norman Reedus from the game and using it to bypass age verification because the game looks that good.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously the game, even Death Stranding 1, the game looks absolutely fantastic.
it does.
Death Stranding 2 definitely somehow ups it up a notch, which is crazy. And the photo mode is helping people bypass these laws and these age verifications by different websites and different applications. And it's just silly because people don't want to upload their face. People don't want to upload their ID. That's private information, and a private company should not have that information. So they're trying everything to bypass it. And we're talking about adults here that are doing this. We're not talking about
Yeah,
little kids.
yeah.
We get it, but I think personally the parents should be the ones to monitor the children's online activities, not the government or not private companies.
Yeah, and this conversation has been happening for I can't even remember. Like with the whole parents and like video games and stuff like that. Oh, video games are causing, like murder rates to increase or causing bad behavior and thus all that dumb stuff. Like that there is zero evidence to show that any of that affects a children's upbringing or like their behavior and stuff like that. There's nothing. There's no data, there's no tests, there's no like surveys, nothing. But video games are always the first to get the scrutiny whenever something bad happens. And now at least in the UK, they're trying to basically like go forward with that, like basically putting the games at fault instead of the parents. Like I don't understand why this is still happening. It's so stupid that the games are starting to take the brunt of it. But
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
yeah, and sadly it's probably going to go forward in terms of like affecting like more games and more um just
More
more
countries.
more games, more countries and more like different cuz we were talking about before about the the credit card thing. Well, not the credit card, the bank
Uh,
thing where they're trying to monitor our
yeah.
spending and stuff like that. And it's just like
Mhm.
that's also affecting games. And it's just like, why? Like, what is going on in this world? You did say I thought we were in a good timeline. Like, what happened? But yeah, it's honestly it kind of gets me upset that this stuff is happening at all, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we'll see what comes of it if it even goes through. But yeah, it is kind of funny that they are using Death Stranding to to freaking bypass that stuff because I know Death Stranding is definitely very detailed, and there's probably other games that they could have used too. So, but also the fact that they are able to do that just shows how stupid it is. Like, why even like if you can bypass it that easy, like just stop. It's not even worth it. But anyway, this is it's not. I don't know. I'm gonna rant. Let me stop.
That's right. You're right though. It's not worth it. Let the parents deal with it, and these companies need to fuck off.
Yeah.
Um, let's continue because we will rant about this.
Yes. That's yeah.
Let's move on to BioShock 4. So there are reports and rumors about BioShock 4 being canceled, but CEO at Take Two has came out and said that BioShock 4 is not canceled, but in the same report, in the exact same report, the remake from the original BioShock 2 was canceled earlier this year. So the CEO Strauss of 2K, came out and said that the game will come out. He said we don't take he says that I can say it's going to come out. That I can say hand on heart without question. We don't talk about how long our development cycles are. We have had some ups and downs along the way. That is accurate, and we have had changes to studio leadership. That said, we are very big shoes to fill on BioShock because of its legacy of Ken Levine, the legacy of what has been gone before, which has been so successful. It says we need to make sure that this experience is true to Bioshock's DNA on the one hand, and a massive step forward on the other hand. It said that it's always challenging. We think we're up to the challenge, but it has not been seamless. So the development of Bioshock 4 has definitely been rocky, but he's confident that it is coming out. But the Bioshock remake has definitely been canceled.
I mean, BioShock, I think that does that franchise still have like any legs? I kind of feel like with BioShock Infinite, they kind of basically said like this is it. I mean, no that well, I mean, spoilers if you haven't beat BioShock, they kind of made it like a multiverse thing where I guess they could do technically any setting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But them doing that kind of is like, okay, so then like what is the point of if it's all going to be essentially the same thing, what is the point of doing another BioShock? Because it's just going to be the same story just slightly altered. I guess maybe they can do like, oh, to break the cycle, stuff like that. I don't know. But um it is interesting that they wanted to remake the first BioShock though,
Yeah.
because I don't I mean, I know they had a remaster relatively recently. Um I want to
Yeah,
say
they have BioShock 1, 2, and
an
Infinite in there,
Infinite.
right?
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
remastered and I think the games still look fine. I don't know if it needs a remake. I mean, when did BioShock come out? It came out in like
Well,
2006, right?
something like that. Yeah, a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, so I mean maybe it's I guess yeah, 20 years, jeez. I forget how long ago
Yeah.
2006 was.
Yeah.
Um so I guess maybe it could use a remake, but I mean it got canceled anyway, so but in terms of a sequel, I don't know. It's kind of I don't know how I feel about that. Although what was that game that Judas, right? By the
That is
Ken
that is
Levine's.
yes, exactly. He's the creator of BioShock. He's making Judas, and that remains in development. It's a
Yeah.
ghost story.
Yeah, and it I guess it takes cues from BioShock, but it's gonna be something like different and like more
Yeah.
expansive and stuff like that. Um, but I don't know, like because BioShock was his kind of like project, and without him, would it even be the same? I mean, there's been some stories and games that have changed like creative directors, and it still ends up pretty good. Um, so I don't know. I mean, they say it's still it's still in development, so it's coming out. But yeah, how do you
I
feel
just
about
gotta.
BioShock?
I enjoyed the Bioshock series. I mean, I know Bioshock Infinite wasn't everybody's favorite, but I really enjoyed Infinite.
I liked it too.
Um, yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I would like to see a Bioshock 4. And now that we know, I guess from the CEO himself, that it will come out, it's just a matter of time. I don't really care about a remake that much. I didn't even get the remastered versions because for me personally, I don't replay games that, especially single player games. I don't replay them. Once I beat them, I beat them. I will go back to play a DLC, but I won't go back to play the main story again. I'm done with that. I'm moving on. So I won't replay BioShock, BioShock 2, or Infinite. I got that in my memory. It is stuck there. I love those games, and we'll just continue on and wait for BioShock 4.
That's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm similar in that I will rarely replay games. I only replay a handful, and those are the only ones. Like the Metal Gear Solid games, obviously, I always replay. Mass Effect, I always replay. Um, Not always, but like if there's a new, because I mean, I got the all the achievements on the Legendary Edition.
Yeah.
But I did replay them once they became backwards compatible on the Xbox. So
Okay.
I did that. I mean, I beat them before, but I beat them again when they did that, and then I beat it again. So I don't know if I'll do it again just because why? Like I did everything. So but I did say I might do it again if Mass Effect 4 comes out or is announced. I mean, it
Don't
is
hold your breath.
announced, but I'll do like a Renegade run, I said. Um Another
Oh,
one,
interesting.
yeah, because I never do Renegade. I just can't. It's not in
It's
me.
tough.
I
It's
know
tough.
it's tough, but I want
Yeah.
to see like how it would be, because I just for fun, Um, the only other, and then another one I will do is Kingdom Hearts, which I technically I'm in the middle of.
Okay.
But that one I'm gonna put to the side because I'm because I'm trying to do it on proud mode, and
Oh God.
I'm not even just the beginning part. I was struggling, and I was just like, okay, I need to take a break, and then I didn't go back. but but I will eventually. Again, I usually do it like before sequels. That's the main thing. If it's a game that or a franchise I enjoy, and then there's a sequel coming out, I'll go back to the original just to kind of like catch myself up. Um, but I don't do it all the time. So
All right.
yeah.
Let's.
As for BioShock, I probably won't go play the other games to like catch up. I'll just
Yeah.
start whenever it comes out, whatever. Because I mean, BioShock is always like you don't need the past. The only time you needed it was for BioShock 2, kind of, because you needed the backstory on like what happened like with the little sisters and stuff like that. But Infinite, you really need anything. And I'm assuming because it's been so long, you probably won't need anything for the next game anyway. So
Yeah. All right. Let's. I guess we could move right along to more cancellations.
oh yes.
This time at Microsoft, it cancels Contraband. So the Just Cause devs have reported that they're putting it on ice. I don't know if it means fully canceled. Maybe the Microsoft is just not going to publish it anymore. Um, I think they may be looking for another
Another
um
partner, yeah.
publisher, yeah, another publisher to actually put it out. But who knows? Because we only got to see basically like the title screen
Yeah.
of the game. We didn't get to see much of it. They've been working on it for the last 5 years, and it's like it's now canceled or on hold. Who knows what we'll see or if we'll ever see Contraband. I put this in the cancellation bin. That's it.
I'm honestly I think it's what you said before. I think it's put on ice. I think because it was a third party. It wasn't a Microsoft studio that they canceled. It was an outside Avalanche.
Avalanche.
Um, I think they're probably gonna find someone else to publish it because it would be such a waste to throw that all away. And the fact that they didn't say they're no longer moving forward, they're just halting development for now. Um, I do wonder what the gameplay was gonna be because I remember when it first got announced and like the description of it, and they were saying that it was gonna be more like vehicular based, and it was just gonna be like, yeah, you were gonna do heists, but like it was mainly gonna be like a car game. But then because of like I guess maybe backlash when that news got out, people were just like, "What? Well, like I don't care about this. Like, what is even like what is the purpose? Like, it's just another racing game essentially, just with a different twist." Um, they decided to add more to it, where it's more gonna be like you actually participate in the heist, and it's not just like driving. Like driving is an aspect, and I don't know. There's so much up in the air with this that it's kind of hard to even like talk about it because we literally knew next to nothing. So I don't know. It's a game that's canceled. Obviously, that sucks. But it's like I can't really feel bad about it because it's like I didn't even know anything about it. At least with like
Yeah.
Perfect Dark, like we saw gameplay, and whether it was fake or
Yeah.
not, like we saw what it was supposed to be, and then it got canceled, and that was when I felt bad. I was like, wow, that looked really cool. I would have loved to play something like that. But with this, like we don't even know. That's just another thing about with Everwild. We didn't even know what that game was. We saw some kind of gameplay, but it wasn't really gameplay. Like they never even said what the main gameplay loop was going to be. Like we didn't even know what the premise was, what the purpose of it was. So it's kind of hard to feel bad about games that you don't know about. Um, but I do think maybe we'll see it just because of the circumstances surrounding it, that it was a third party developer, and maybe they're giving them the opportunity to find somewhere else to that's like with that John Romero game that got canceled. Like they're gonna seek other publishers despite it being not no longer moving forward with Microsoft, because it was the studio that pushed it out. It wasn't like Microsoft or anything like that. I mean, granted, I guess the studio is supposed to do that. I don't know, but yeah,
I mean, yeah, for me, for this game, is like whatever, like you said. I don't really care too much either way.
yeah. I mean, hopefully they do find, because I feel like it would, like, again, it would be a waste to throw away 5 years of development for nothing. But we'll see. I don't know if it'll even be the same game that they wanted it to be. We don't even know. We don't know what this game was. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it still sucks overall.
Yeah. Let's get into some more news out of Sony and Bungie. So if you didn't know, Bungie was purchased by Sony in 2022 for $3.6 billion, and it's been largely independent. But that seems to be no more. So Sony had an earnings call earlier this week, and they discussed many different things. One of the biggest things that they discussed was Bungie's independence and how for the future of Bungie, it seems to be it will be absorbed
Yeah.
by Sony into its PlayStation Studios, which honestly called it.
Yeah,
after
you did.
after Marathon, after basically Bungie having a hand in canceling nearly all the live service games that Sony had working on, I called it. I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, it was we were fools to think that Bungie would actually get independence from Sony when they bought them. I mean that was part of the main reasons why Bungie was even seeking any type of like acquisition, because I remember when Sony bought them, a little while, like maybe like a few days later, it came out that they did approach Microsoft too. And it was probably for the same thing, that they probably wanted independence. They probably wanted to like operate outside of Microsoft. And again, also because it was probably wasn't worth it. they decided not to, because why would they let them do it, do anything on their own? Basically, just giving them money to just do what they were doing, and yeah, they'll get some proceed or some like dividends from it, but um, apparently they convinced Sony to do it, and now Sony regretted it, and they're just gonna absorb Bungie. Not to say that Bungie was like anything. It's sad to say that Bungie wasn't even like a big deal anymore. I
Yeah,
remember like
it is definitely a former shell of it. What it was.
yeah, it's so disheartening to say that, because Bungie was like up there like with like Rockstar and Naughty Dog of like this is a top level developer. Like whatever they make, you must play. And now it's just like, am I even gonna bother with Marathon? Like, I don't know.
Hell nah.
Yeah, it's like, it just sucks. They made Halo. Like how, I don't know. But I mean, granted, obviously, like the people that work there are not the same people who worked at Bungie before, so that plays a factor. It's like, how can, workplace like culture changes and stuff like that. So but is it good that Sony is gonna absorb them? That's, I don't know, because despite what our feelings about like Sony and stuff, like the way they operate in terms of like business, they seem to have a handle on like keeping their studios in line, even though like they still they do layoffs and studio closures just like everybody else. It seems like whenever the I mean, I don't know the relationship or like the how the relationship goes between them. I would assume it's like the studio pitches a game and then like the publisher is just like yes or no. In my mind, the way Sony operates is like Sony will pitch the studios a game and be like, this is what you're making. And you either do it or that's it. Um At least that's just, I mean, I don't know nothing. I'm just, this is just how I'm seeing it from the outside in. It seems like that's what they're doing, because there's very few instances where a studio seem, because we already saw it like with the freaking Ben Studios. Like what are they making a freaking live service game? Why are you having the God of War dev make a live service game? Like that just screams that Sony was like pushing them to do that. Or same thing with Insomniac. They were doing a live service game. Like why that, I feel like that's what leads me to believe that Sony was the one, or Sony is the one dictating what these studios do. So you can look at that as a bad thing, but Sony does have a lot of premium IP that, came into prominence through them. So would Bungie benefit from that, especially given their recent track record? I don't know. It's hard to say. And I mean, or would they benefit by doing their own thing? Because it seems like they're not benefiting by doing their own thing. So I don't know. This is one of those like, what's worse, the devil you know or the devil you don't?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think this bodes well for Bungie. They're gonna be absorbed. Is it gonna be part of PlayStation Studios, and it just that's it. It's done. Bungie is no longer. He'll just
Honestly,
be.
they should probably rebrand. Like, don't call them Bungie anymore. Like, I mean, I guess there's still some name value in it, but you're just letting people down at that point. Just rename them to like freaking Bungie. No.
No.
I was gonna say like Bungie PlayStation or Sony Bungie. I don't know, but just rebrand it. Do something different, because that name is tainted. Like Bungie is tainted, especially with
Ouch.
the plagiarism stuff. Like you got to rebrand.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely rebrand. Well, let's get to some more news from the same earnings call. We have Sony Senior Vice President. I'm gonna screw this name up really badly. Sorry. Sadahiki Hayakawa, in a Q&A with investors, they stated that PlayStation is moving away from being a hardware-centric business to more of a platform that focuses on community and increasing engagements. It says in the gaming business, we are moving away from the hardware-centric business model, more to a platform business that expands the community, increases engagements. And they talk about how they shipped a total of 80.3 million PS5 units, and how the first quarter of their live service ratio is down by 20 to 30%. And they say, so in terms of their transformation, is not entirely going over smoothly. Jesus Christ. Of course it hasn't gone over smoothly. They canceled damn near everything. So it's been rough couple of days for Sony. They now obviously they just announced they're not focusing on hardware sales anymore. They're going to be focusing on player engagement, what Microsoft was doing.
Yep.
And they're going to, and now they're talking about how their live service push failed. They're saying their quote was not entirely going smoothly. In reality, it failed. They failed. There's no way around that.
Well, all right. We can't say it failed because they still do have like live service games coming up that they haven't announced yet.
Yes, they do have live service games coming out, but in the total, they had what, 12, 13 live service games, and 11 of them were canceled. That's a failure to me.
I mean, it's a net negative, but all right, they still have Helldivers, which is you can consider a success.
Yes, Helldivers is a success. It plans to continue to be a success when it releases on Xbox later this month. But we're talking about a company that just failed at Concord and Marathon. Nearly between those two games alone, they lost almost $1 billion. You know, so between those two, between the cancellation of 11 live service games, losing nearly $1 billion with two games, it's like that's a failure to me.
Well, the only reason I would say it's not a failure is because they're still pursuing it. If they fail, they're gonna exit out of it, which I don't think they want to do. So
no, they're not going to exit out of it because then they want to bring more games. But in terms of just money and games being released, they failed. They have lost $1 billion on two games. Who knows how much more money on the games that were in development that were canceled? Those 11 other live service games. I don't see that as, yeah, sure, they may be continuing some live service games, absolutely, but in general, this generation, I think Sony failed big time.
all right, well, yeah, for this generation, I do think they did fail, but next generation, I think they're gonna retool things, and that's probably what this is about because they're starting to see the end of the line, which is probably like 2027, 2028, whichever it ends up being. And they're seeing how close that is and where they are in terms of like their live service push and just in their first party push in general, because let's be honest, there have been some great games this gen from PlayStation, but they've been very few and far between, far less than previous generations. And I know a lot of that has to do with like, budgets and stuff like that, but and it just takes longer to make games. But that's not our fault. That's their fault. They should have planned accordingly for this. Like they should have known that having like just the same output or the same input from their studios was not going to lead to the same output, especially after the pandemic when everything got shut down and things got delayed and stuff like that. Like everything shifted over the past few years and Sony just didn't prepare for it. A lot of other developers prepared for it, but Sony didn't. So it does fall on them. So I think that's ultimately why they're trying to shift things leading up to next gen. So that way, by the time next gen hits, they'll hopefully be around where they need to be. And I think they haven't said it, but we have enough evidence to basically confirm that they are taking a more multi-platform approach to their games. Maybe it might just be live service, but I highly doubt it. It just doesn't make sense to keep it from just the live service because they have no live service games. So it's like
100% they're multi-platform. Even games like Spider-Man and God of War, they're all on PC. That's multi-platform right
yes,
there.
but I mean like just more a broader multi-platform approach because like but when Xbox released games on PC, like the people were hesitant to call it multi-platform just because like oh it's just PC like, but then they started releasing stuff on Switch and then they started releasing stuff on PlayStation, so now they are fully like multi-platform. PlayStation
Yeah.
did again, like you said earlier, like they're doing exactly what Xbox did.
Yeah.
And I called it too. Like I said, like PlayStation does what Xbox does, except on a delay because they want to see what if Xbox succeeds or fails, and Xbox is succeeding. So why wouldn't they want to do that? I said it
Um,
before. I said it when we talked about Helldivers that Sony knows what Xbox is making on these games. They know that there is money on the table to release on as much platforms as possible. It doesn't matter if it's only like gonna be like a fraction of what you would make on PlayStation. That's still money coming in. That's money that
yeah.
you could put back into the studios to avoid layoffs and studio closures. That's what people are understanding. They're thinking from a freaking fanboy perspective where it's just like, oh no, it has to be exclusive or else I won't feel good. Like, no, it does fuck that. Like it's not about your feelings, it's about money. They need money. Like that's all this revolves around. It's money. So they need to make as much money as possible. And if they gotta freaking eat crow and just put games on other platforms on quote unquote competing platforms, then that's what they're gonna do. They already did it with freaking Lego Horizon. Yeah, that was one game, but that opens the floodgates. They already have Steam or Steam. They have Switch 2 dev kits or Switch dev kits. They probably have Switch 2 as well. They have it. That means they can port games more. They literally bought Nixus to port games to PC, and now they're gonna utilize them more to port games elsewhere. Like all of it is adding up. Like, why are people still in denial about PlayStation going multi-platform? And then there's people that will say like, oh, like PlayStation is gonna cannibalize themselves. They're gonna sacrifice their hardware sales and so like no, they're not. But you know why? Because fanboys will always buy whatever the frick they want. Like it, they will always find a way to argue and to make it about like us versus them. Like it doesn't matter. And that's
This
and
is
that's what's up?
I was gonna say this is literally Sony is Apple. That's
Yes.
what it is.
Yeah.
Sony is Apple.
Yeah.
They're behind the curve. They're bringing out these updates slowly, and they're behind Android. They're behind Xbox, and they're following suit. And that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And that honestly, and the reason why that's a great analogy is because look at iPhones. People still prefer iPhones, even though most of the iPhone exclusive apps and features are on Android as well. The only thing I think that's still exclusive is like Apple Pay, and that's it. Like, you're really gonna buy a whole phone just so you can have Apple Pay? Like, no, stop being stupid. Like, you like what you like. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. If you still want a PlayStation, you're gonna get a PS6. Like, stop beating around the bush and saying, "Oh, I might get a PC." No, you're not. Stop lying to yourself. Now, anybody that says that they're not gonna get a PS6 or they're gonna get a PC or Switch X, like, no, they're lying or they're stupid because they make zero sense to just abandon your platform that you've built your library on just because other people get to play the games that you played already. You supposedly played already. So I don't get this mindset, and it's just like it's so frustrating to me that people still believe this stuff. And it's all a grift. It's all just freaking Twitter nonsense. I know, but it needs to be called out because it's so fucking stupid. Like I hate it. I hate it. And I'm glad that Sony is finally freaking, stop sipping the fanboy tea. Even freaking what's his name? Sean Layden. He was even getting like freaking upset about this stuff. And I'm just like, yo, you don't even work there anymore. Shut your ass up.
You don't even work there anymore.
Yeah, he don't go there. He works at Tencent. Like, why are you getting upset about what PlayStation does? You don't, it doesn't affect
He
you.
owns stocks. He owns stocks.
Oh, excuse me. They're gonna make how dare they decide to make more money now by porting games to other platforms? Like, what? Oh, yo, he honestly he was probably the ones that caused so much like fanboyism last gen because like it's getting out of hand and I don't know. But again, this is ultimately, regardless of how you feel, this is good. Good for gamers and it's also good for PlayStation because they're going to make more money now than they would have if they just release on PlayStation. Because I mean, granted, it's still probably going to be delayed at least um for like single player games or their tempo franchises. They haven't confirmed anything. They haven't announced anything, but we know it's coming. We saw that job listing. That was the first crack in this thing that people picked apart and decided. Like Xbox and Nintendo Switch were named. They were on the document on the job listing. Before like if it was said like multi-platform, like other platforms and stuff like that, maybe you could make the argument that that's not what they're talking. They're talking about PC and stuff. No, they've literally put Xbox and Switch on there because that's their plan. They want to port more games there. So they need somebody to coordinate all that. So it's happening and just get used to it. It's okay. There's nothing the world is not going to end. I promise. It's going to be okay. You'll still have some exclusive games, timed exclusives, but some exclusive games that'll make you feel all gushy inside, because that's what they want. That's all they care about. They just care about, oh, it makes me feel good. I get to play games that other people can't. Oh, ugh. Sorry. I really needed to get that off my chest because I saw it so much and people were just being so like, they were being so dramatic. Like that's the thing that got me too. People were like just being like children, like, oh, PlayStation is dead. Like, shut up. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean that's all we got for the news this week.
Okay.
It was a lot to get through, but we got it.
We got it. So if you are watching on YouTube, remember you can like, comment, and subscribe and interact with us because we want to interact with you. Also, I am gonna be doing more live streams. I don't know when, but I will be doing them because I gotta finish that Nuzlocke. I don't know when I'm gonna finish it, but I'm gonna keep playing. I love that. Honestly, I might do one tomorrow. So maybe when you listen to this, you can tune in. Yeah, and also if you're listening to us on a podcasting app, you can rate us and share us because we wanna reach as much people as possible. Also support our sponsors, W Energy, NordVPN, and Starforge PCs. You can save some money off of products and subscriptions, and when you help them, they will help us. So we thank you. I think that's it. So we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
Perfect.